Good morning, Becky Thorson, midday Okoboji. Time for Becky's Business Beat, and joining me today is Nikki Steen, Program Director with the Wound and Hyperbaric Healing Center in Windham, Minnesota. Hi, Nikki.
Good morning, Becky.
Well, let's talk a little bit about what all you do there at the Wound and Hyperbaric Healing Center. This is advanced healing for all types of wounds.
Yes, all types of wounds. And, in the world, there are 6.7 million Americans that have chronic wounds. Wounds for the feet and the lower leg are some of the most common places that we see wounds. The types of wounds that we take care of, we take care of all things like burns. We specialize in diabetic foot care, so those people with diabetes, with the neuropathy where they can't necessarily feel the bottoms of their feet, that's where these wounds can develop. They develop on the big toes, the balls of the feet, or the heels. People with venous stasis ulcers, that's wounds that are caused by damage to the vein. So the leg, the foot is not getting the blood flow that we would like to see, and most likely people get wounds on their ankles and legs. Arterial ulcers, those happen from not having enough arterial blood flow to the feet. And then, of course, pressure ulcers, and that's from, lack of movement in the foot or, shoes that aren't fitting correctly.
Oh, all types of wounds. And the hyperbaric chamber really can help accelerate the healing process.
It absolutely can. Hyperbaric medicine, as we've been talking about, is where we have a chamber that produces 100% oxygen under pressure. And when that oxygen under pressure gets into the body, it gets into the bloodstream, past the plasma, it can really start to regrow new cells from the inside. So it is a great addition to the wonderful wound care that we give here at our wound center.
Who's at risk for these types of wounds?
Well, the most common people that are at risk for these kinds of wounds are people who have diabetes or that neuropathy and loss of feeling in their feet. People who have a foot deformity, or maybe they don't have that great blood flow and they don't have good pulses going down to the feet. Also, those who've had pressure ulcers before, they're at a higher risk to develop another one.
Well, very interesting. Now, what about prevention, and when is it time to come in and visit with you guys?
Well, for prevention, we always say look at your feet every single day. You want to inspect them for any sores, anything that's red, anything abnormal. You want to wear good fitting footwear, having a great healthy diet, and maintaining healthy glucose levels are some of the biggest things people can do to prevent wounds. When people have wounds, though, if you notice a wound, that it should start to heal within 2 weeks. So if the wound is showing no improvement in 2 weeks, that's an indication into coming into us. Or if the wound is starting to heal, but in 6 weeks it's not better or not healed completely, that would also be an indication to come in and see us.
Right. It's so important that you get that care and get it addressed, I think, because if you let it go, it could become a real problem.
Yes, it could. And we know that foot ulcerations can lead to 80% of non-traumatic lower extremity amputations.
Oh, boy.
So that's a very high percentage, and we want to be a part of making that a better process.
Right.
To heal our patients.
Right. So much good help there. Advanced care, really, for wounds and the Hyperbaric Healing Center. Let's make sure everyone can find you. You're there at Windham Hospital in Windham, Minnesota, Nikki.
That's correct. We are here at Windham Area Health, we are a clinic right inside of the hospital, and you can find us. You can call our phone number at 507-831-0686, or you can find us on the web at www.windhamareahealth.org.
WindhamAreaHealth.org. Lots of good information there on the website. And people can come directly to you without a referral. They can give a call and make an appointment.
That's absolutely correct. Patients can come to us by self-referral. They can come from a referral from their primary physicians, their podiatrists, their surgeons, their orthopedics. But yes, if a patient has a wound, they can call our clinic and we can see that patient.
All right. Good information there. Okay. Well, thank you so much. And hey, you have a great weekend, okay?
All right. Thank you.
There's Nikki Steen, Program Director with the Wound and Hyperbaric Healing Center in Windham, Minnesota. It's Becky's Business Beat on Campus Radio, KUOO. Good morning, Becky.